Okay, hey guys. So today, not all of this, we are going to learn how a website works. Okay, I'm going to I just recorded a video about full stack web development and just scraped it out because I thought it won't help a lot of people. So now we are going to take a look at a website from a developer perspective who wants to get started as a developer. Okay, from the perspective of a person who wants to get started. Okay, so let's just consider what options you have, okay, in a career as a software developer. If you really think about it, when you use your phone daily, you use two things. Okay, in your phone you use basically only two types of things. Okay, two types of application software. Okay, okay, I won't say application. And let me just get the background music started so that there won't be any background noise. Okay, so uh, whenever you use your phone, you use only two kinds of software. What are those? It's either an app or a website. Okay, so now the thing is, app development and web development are essentially the only two things you have. Okay, now I know people will tell that, okay, you have VR development, okay, you have AI ML development, you have blockchain development and all of this. I know, but these are not really mainstream. Okay, these are specializations. We're not going into that. We're talking about mainstream stuff. Okay, now you could consider app development if you want to, but since you clicked on this video, I am assuming that you're wanting to go to the website part of things. Okay, so now website is easier than app. Okay, because here you're going to deal with a bunch of files and Java or Kotlin or C# if you're trying Unity and stuff. Flutter is Dart. So you are going to learn a ton of complex things. Okay, app development is very good. There's a lot less competition there, so app development is a viable choice, but you have to put in effort. Okay, also website development also needs effort, but if you take a graph like this with time here and effort, your app development journey will be about like this. Okay, it'll go like this, and your website development will go basically like let me just get a nice color. Okay, it will go like this. With time it'll be like this, I'll say. Okay, it's almost like a sine wave. It will keep increasing and decreasing. So, and this is effort index, so you have to put in a lot of effort for app and less effort comparatively for website development. So yeah, okay, now if you think about it, websites are more in demand. Okay, why? Just take a moment and think, how many apps do you have in your phone? Right, 50. Okay, approximate number is 50, maybe 100 apps. Now think about how many websites you have visited in your last 1 week. Maybe I can guarantee you that it'll be more than the number of apps. Okay, it'll be definitely more than the number of apps that you have in your phone. Okay, why? Because websites are simple, man. You just Google whatever you want and get the answer, right? So yeah, people like websites, and coming from a developer perspective, websites are much more secure compared to apps. If you get some weird third-party app, it might crash your system, but websites are not like that. Okay, websites are comparatively secure. I'm not telling that websites are completely secure and all of that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, now that you have made up your mind that you want to learn website development, we're going to see what is required for a website. Okay, now let's break down what a website is. It's a way to communicate some kind of content to the user. Okay, That is the simplest definition for a website, obviously. If you have some content with you, text or image or video, okay, this content needs to go to your end customer, okay, end user. How will he look at that? In his phone, obviously. I'm not talking about pigeons and all of that. You can't send it through pigeon to that guy, okay. I'm talking about online thing. For example, take me. If I want to buy anime merch, where do I buy? I go Comic Sans, right? And I just open this website, right? I don't go to the Play Store and search for, okay, Comic Sans. No, nobody does that. For example, if I want to quickly open up some shopping website, or let's just say I want to open ChatGPT. What do you open? You open chatgpt.com. You don't open the app that they gave you, okay? ChatGPT has an app probably. I'm not sure, but I don't even know if it has an app, okay? So that is the situation that people are in. So what a website is it is a way, a medium for someone, okay? So the company probably, okay, this is going to be a company, probably, I'm not telling it, has to be, okay? So this company or some party A needs to send some content to party B in some way, okay? So the easiest one is to make a website. How? Website, how do you make a website? That is a bit more complex. We're not covering that in this video, okay? So now a website is basically some type of content, right? Now this content needs to be stored somewhere, right? For example, if you have something to send your friend, what do? You write a letter. So you're basically storing some content in a piece of paper and sending that paper to your friend, okay? It's similar to that, but here what you do is you write in some files, okay, computer files, and store it in some remote computer. For example, think of it as a post office, okay? Now let's just draw out how letters work, okay? So green is going to be a letter system. There is party A, and there is party B, okay? Now what is going to happen is A will write a letter and send it to post office, okay? And now this post office will find the address of party B and send party B this letter, okay? This is the basic thing that happens in letter passing or in a post office, okay? Now let's take a look at the modern website, okay? This is also very similar, okay? If you think of it, there is still party A, there is still party B here. What happens is A will write a file, okay, and he will store it in some computer somewhere else, okay? This computer does not belong to computer A and does not belong to computer B. Yeah, it can belong to computer A, by the way, spoiler alert, don't tell anybody, but it can belong to computer A as long as it is connected to the internet. And it's weird, yeah, internet is weird, but for now let's just say that A cannot own the computer, okay? So now this computer will send this to B, okay? So this is how a website will actually work, okay? But the inner details are a bit more complex. You have unique identification for party A, party B using IP addresses, MAC addresses, and all of that. But for now, think of it like this, okay? So now, what do you have inside a website? You have some content, right? Like text, image, video, you have some styling and all of that, right? So these are defined in these files only, okay? But what happened is, as the internet grew, as the internet became more and more popular among people, they didn't like just seeing these static websites, okay? What are static websites? If you look at, let me just go and say CS professors resume with HTML. There are tons of like great CS professors out there who still have just HTML as their CV. I don't remember, but see, it'll look almost like this, okay? So people have like serious Harvard level professors have a resume that looks like this just using HTML, okay? They don't even have this. They just have this, okay? Something like this, and that is their resume, okay? So this is a static website. Why? There is nothing good about this, okay? You can't interact with it, you can't get it to do things, you can't respond or do anything at all, okay? You can just look at some content. That is the Web 1 generation, okay? What is Web 1? Web 1 is the generation where everything on the web is static, or right from A and only read from B. Read from party B, okay? So party A is the creator and party B is the client, okay? Now, as the internet grew, people were like, no, we don't want to do this. We want more interaction in the web. If you remember, Facebook is the like the main company that is talked about when we talk about Web 2, okay? Why? Because it was the most popular one back then. Facebook, FB. Yeah, most of Gen Z guys don't even know FB. They just call it Meta now, right? Okay, or Meta if you want to call it that. But see, what Facebook revolutionized is it allowed people to basically respond. Okay, I'm not telling FB started it. FB is the most popular one that did it. Okay, Facebook allowed its customers, the people who access their website, to write reviews back in form of comments. Now what is happening? Not only is party A creating, party B is also creating. Both can read, both can write. Okay, so now this is Web 2. And there is Web 3, but let's not talk about that. There was Web 0, ARPANET, but that doesn't really matter. Okay, most people don't even talk about it. So yeah, Web 1 and Web 2, these are the two main things. Now we are currently in Web 2. Okay, as we keep growing in complexity, the languages used to write this file also grew in complexity. Okay, before they were just static, right? So static websites are always written with a markup language or a computer language, not programming language. It's not a programming language. A computer language called HTML. Okay, if you remember from the previous website that I showed you, it is HTML. Okay, and then there was CSS back then, and slowly as we made this transition, they added a few more languages like PHP. They also added JavaScript. Okay, and Java also tried to steal this place. Okay, so slowly we added a few more complex things, and these files became more and more complicated. Okay, and then people decided we're going to make ways to organize these files in a better way and all of that. Let's just forget about that for now. Okay, so this is how a website basically works. Okay, now how do I know which website I have to visit? Right, that comes from the domain name. What is a domain name? It's basically your URL. Okay, for example, if I want to visit Google or ask some question to Google, where do I go? I go to www.google.com. Right, so in this, what we're going to do is, this actually is not www.google.com. This will be converted into a long number called IP address of that particular server. Okay, but this is way too complex. They use something known as a DNS, domain name server, to convert this. But for now, just remember that every website that we put on the internet has a particular URL to it. Okay, it has like a particular name, and whenever you call that name, that website will respond. Okay, so for now you can think of it like that. Now where do I call this? I call it in Google Chrome, right? Most people call it in Google Chrome. Some people call it in Edge or whatever other language or other browsers you are using. Okay, so this is a browser, and in this browser, the main task of this browser is to show websites. Okay, it does a lot of jobs, but the main job is to show you websites. Okay, for example, in this search bar, if I hit www.google.com, it will show me google.com's UI, right? What is UI? UI is user interface. Whatever you can see on your screen is UI. Okay, okay, too complex maybe, sorry, but yeah, you will see whatever design that Google guys made, you'll see that on your screen, right? So that is how this works. Basically, the browser's main job is to take some URL and send you that send you to that website, kind of. Okay, now what internally happens is your browser will request for files. Okay, it's like if we go back here, it's like A wrote it like a long time ago, but now you are going and asking the post office. Okay, so you are going and asking the post office, oh post office bhai sahab, मेरे नाम से कुछ लेटर आया तो मुझे दे दो. Okay, it's like if you have any letter with my name on it, give it to me. Or if you have any letter with www.google.com on it, give me that letter. Okay, so it's like that. Now your browser is the party B here. Okay, your browser is the party B, and this browser will request the server or the computer that is there, that is holding your files. Okay, the party A's files. This is called a server. Okay, your browser will go and ask this server, oh server bhai sahab, www.google.com is the name of the file that I want. Do you have it? It says yes, I have it, and it will give it back. Okay, so this is the request that comes from the browser, and the server will respond for it. Okay, so this model of getting websites from a server is known simply as a client server model. Okay, CS model or request response model. Okay, so this is how a website works internally. What are these files? What languages are these written in? How does our how does our system know that www.google.com is Google? And all of these things are way too complex. As we go slowly ahead in our web development journey, you'll understand this. But for now, this is the basic of how a website works. Okay, and what else did I think of covering in this video? Let me see. I think I covered everything that I wanted to. Yeah, I obviously cannot cover all web development, right? Yeah, so we looked at why website and all of this. Okay, so now let me just quickly go over like a small roadmap of what you would want to do. Okay, we can actually cover one more small topic, which is front end and back end of a website. What is the front end? I always give the same example every time. I know it's kind of bad, but think of it like this. A website is a big restaurant. Okay, this is a restaurant, and you come in walking. Okay, you walk in here and you sit at a table, and a waiter comes and takes your order. Okay, so this is a waiter. Don't judge my drawing skills, but please look here. Okay, so this waiter takes your order and takes it to the kitchen and brings back your brings back your food, right? So now where you're sitting, the table, the chair, the aroma there, the candles, the tablecloth, the plates, the cutlery, all of this is front end. Okay, but the kitchen is the back end. You don't know if the kitchen, if the chef is putting halal chicken or haram chicken in that, right? So you basically don't know what that chef is doing inside, but you're getting your output. Okay, so the kitchen is the back end part, and that sitting area is the front end part. So basically, front end of a website, that is, the word front end of a website means the area or the things of the website that the user can see and interact with, whereas the back end is something that the user knows exists but cannot see or interact directly with. Okay, so it's a very textbookish definition if you want that. Okay, so I think that is it for this video. I will probably make my next video on HTML and roadmap on how to build your first website and host it also, hopefully. Hosting I can't guarantee, but the next video will be on making a HTML website. Okay, thank you guys, bye.